Hey, how's it going, Keith?
Hey, Benjamin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, thank you. How's the day so far?
Oh, it's going great. I've actually got some of the band members here with me right now.
Hey
We
guys,
got Igor and Caleb.
What's up, man?
hey guys, nice
We were
to see
just
you.
working on a little rerehearsal,
Amazing.
and we figured we would stay late and kind of hang out with you for a bit.
Awesome.
Hold on, I've got my I have my Zoom background on. I'm going to turn it off really quick. Cool. Yeah, so it's as you can see, we're in our practice space.
Yeah. Amazing.
This is where we jam.
Awesome.
You know. Yeah. But yeah, man. So how was your day today?
Oh, it's like start of the day for me. Like I live in the other side of the world.
Of course. Your day is just starting.
Yeah. So guys, offering is to be out on March 25th. So can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and the production behind this new album?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the songwriting approach was very kind of I mean the songs themselves are in a very kind of typical like chorus, verse, bridge format, you know, kind of almost like a pop song structure. But the idea was to kind of take like your typical pop song structure and fuse it with like death metal and try to make what we want to do is make catchy death metal, I guess you could say. So that was sort of like the concept of like the songwriting process. Obviously it doesn't sound like pop in any way, but it kind of like has that structure that kind of catches your ear, you know, and has like repeating themes. Yeah, I don't know. Does that sum it up?
That does sum it up, but I also don't want Ben to be too humble. He like wrote all of these songs over pandemic at home and like laid them all out and kind of was the mastermind behind a lot of the songwriting. So by the time that we got all of the, you know, the demos and everything was like, not everything was thought out, like, but the
Let's say 90% of the music.
Yeah, he really
within Ben.
It's yeah, it was a huge operation and Ben was behind a lot of it. I mean, he really masterminded the whole thing. So
yeah, but of course, you know, it wouldn't be what it is without like everyone involved in the band to kind of give every instrument its own flavor and to give the songs like their own style.
I want to say he's a songwriter, but we play what we want to play. He doesn't tell me exactly, hey, you play this right here.
Yeah,
he's like, I have an open book and I write my guitar parts.
Yeah,
I write him to, you know, counterpoint most of what he do. We're never like playing pretty much. We're doing different parts of music, and there are songs where everyone is doing a different voice, bass, keyboards. I play a melody, he plays a melody. It all intertwines.
Yeah, we had so much freedom to do to showcase the thing that we wanted to do on top of already brilliant songs. So it was an honor working on this.
And that was kind of the point too. We wanted to have complete musical freedom. We didn't want to be like boxed into a certain genre and be like, we're a doom band or like we're just like black metal and that's all we are. Like we wanted to have the freedom to like explore all sorts of different territory. And it's probably obvious that we're all like longtime friends and we've known each other for a while, and that gives us like the comfortability to be able to, you know, do what we do.
Amazing. And was there any particular concept that revolves around this album?
Kind of, I mean, like lyrically, I was reading a lot of kind of like Buddhist sort of philosophy around the time. I was like going down some weird paths during the lockdowns during the pandemic, but I was reading some of this Eastern philosophy stuff, so that made its way into the lyrical content. So there's a lot of themes of just like harmony and balance and stuff like that in the songs. Yeah,
sounds good. And I have to be honest, like I really loved the way the cover art was put on this album. It looks fascinating. So can you tell me how you come up with the cover art and what was the real theme behind it?
Yeah, great question. I'd love to talk about that. The cover art was done by a friend of ours. Her name is Jerry Ann Fulton. She's a great artist, and it was really fun working with her. So like we wanted the art to kind of capture the sound of the music and the vibe of the music, which, you know, with the addition of like keyboards and everything and organ, it gives it kind of a spooky, like churchy kind of sound.
Yeah.
So we wanted to bring that element in. So that's why there's sort of like the themes of a church.
Mhm.
But we didn't want to look like a modern church. We wanted it to look like, you know, kind of almost like medieval architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah, the model was the Sagrada Familia in Italy that she kind of based some of the architecture on. But we were also, so the band's logo is the pan flute, which kind of like goes back to like pan worship and like nature worship in the Mediterranean. But we also, because of the lyrical kind of the Eastern and Buddhist elements of, we have got the pan flute right here.
Yeah.
Because of the Eastern elements of the lyrics and stuff like that, we wanted to make sure that that was reflected on the cover art as well. And so we asked Jerry Ann to, I don't know, like to add like a Buddhist element. And so we, one of us suggested like the robes of like a Buddhist monk or something like that. And like she did a fantastic job in kind of incorporating the, I don't know, that kind of vibe from the visual elements from Buddhism, which were like really wonderfully, I think, implemented by her on the cover art. It all like blends beautifully together, like the Mediterranean kind of pan thing, the church, the medieval church architecture, and like the Eastern themes. I think she did an incredible job, and I love looking at it too. Like every time I look at it, I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, there's like a rosette on the back with like these lotus flowers inside of it. Yeah,
very mandala kind of thing. Yeah,
amazing. And as the album is getting released next week, so do you guys have any plans on the day of the release?
Day of release, not really. I mean, so our big event is tomorrow. We're playing a record release show in our hometown of Denver, Colorado tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of our big event, you know, because we haven't played a show for a very long time because of, you know, the pandemic and everything. So tomorrow is kind of our like main event locally. Mm-hmm. And then of course it's released worldwide on the 25th. I don't think we have any like big plans for that. I mean, we should
probably do something.
Have a party or something.
Yeah. I mean, really, we've been waiting for the music videos to be released. So first the video for hedonic adaptation, and then today was the video for genocide. And we're so pleased with how those came out. We were working with local film companies who we've known the members of for a long time, and this whole album was really like kind of a family effort. Like people in the community showed up to help us do different parts of it, and so we're kind of just relieved that all of the work is like kind of coming out in the next couple of days.
Yeah, sounds good. And touring is slowly starting to come back, and how is it working for you guys?
Touring is not something we're like super focused on right now. One, because of the state of the world, it is difficult, and two, we're all a little older now. I mean, like in previous bands we were in, we used to tour all the time. Now it's a little more difficult. We have more responsibilities. You know, some of us have kids and we have careers and stuff like that. But that being said, we would love to play some out of town shows. At least in the US. Ideally, we would love to go overseas at some point. We've talked about a couple like possibilities, but at this point, we're kind of waiting to see how the album is received. Because if we're gonna leave home to do any touring, like it would have to be worthwhile for us. We're past the point of where we can just like book our own DIY tours. Like we have to have like solid stuff lined up. So we're going to see how the album is received and kind of like see what comes of it. But we don't have any out of town shows booked right now.
Gotcha. And talking about the album, I have to say this is a brilliant album put out by you guys. Great music and great work. That's great power and energy. And I totally enjoyed it. So as a band, how do you feel about the outcome of this album?
We couldn't be happier. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I think, you know, we've all played in previous bands. We've all been a part of like a number of albums, but this one was very special because we actually recorded it all right here in this space. So it was a very comfortable place to record it. We had full control of the production. We helped produce it. You know, we took our time with it. We made sure everything was arranged just the way it should be. We made sure all the tones and all the sounds were like recorded in the exact way that we wanted, because we had the time to do it. You know, we weren't like rushed to do this album. We like just took our time with it. So I couldn't be happier with it. Like, of course you can look back and like pick it apart and be like, oh, I wish this part was a little different, but also overall, like, totally happy with how it sounds. Plus it has a very kind of like classic sound to it, and you know, we mastered it to 1/2-inch tape, like, so there's like an analog mastering on it, which just gives it this like really warm kind of feel. So everything about it just like fell into place like exactly how we wanted it to.
Out of all the recordings that I've done, this is one of the best ones, and it's not it's just the way it feels, man. There's no, I mean, I'm quite old. I've been playing for quite a bit, and I've done quite a bit of recordings, and this one is special. And it's just feels great. Everything fell into place. Everyone is happy. The energy is really positive. We're really, really enjoying, you know, putting the music together. The recording process was super enjoyable. There was no stress. There was no conflicts. No, hey, I don't like what you're. None of that.
No ego.
Yeah, it was really, really super smooth. Everyone was happy. We had a great engineer that, you know, he's kind of starting, and his energy was really, really good, and really great producing, and it helped all around. We've been playing for quite a bit now, and I think our technical abilities are at its best.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all showing in the recording, and it's with the addition of Caleb adding another texture that we didn't have before, it took us to another level from just being a quartet. From the first recording, we didn't have keyboards. There are keyboard parts, but we don't have a keyboard player. So I mean, I don't know. This was really, really excellent, really fun, really, really happy. I very much enjoyed listening to it. There's nothing that I would change.
Yeah,
I don't mind actually anything that I recorded. I don't think about changing it. I like the way it is. It's a stamp in time. This, you know, and this is also outcome of the lockdown. So this is a great place to come and leave the world behind, and forget all the madness, it was stressful. It's still stressful, and being here, so I think also that brought into it a little bit. But I want to say one of the best recordings that I've done, and on every level, really. I love the cover. I love the lyrics. We're playing great. It's very, very, very enjoyable. Yeah, that's what it's all about for me, as far as playing music.
Agreed. It was a wonderful experience, and Jacob, our engineer, is like, he just became part of the band almost immediately. Like, we were just sitting in the control room. And he knew when we needed to. Often producers don't really, or engineers don't give you that extra prod with like when you need to do something over again, when they know you can do a little bit better. But we had like a fantastic relationship with him right away. And he's kind of part of the Reaping Scythe family, our label. And he records a lot in that community. And did an incredible job. Like, I'm really, really picky about keyboard sounds and like how all of that stuff is recorded and everything. And he and I jammed immediately. And it was just, he was thinking the same thought, and it just worked out perfectly.
Amazing.
Cheers to Jacob.
Cheers to Jacob.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Kills
Yeah.
It. Yeah.
Amazing. And right from the beginning, you are so clear that we don't want to fall into certain boundaries. You just want to do it for fun. That no one can come and tell you how you want to make your music. You have your own boundary set up, and you want to do it your own way. So how has it been working for you guys so far?
Pretty well. I mean, all that, to expand on what you said, like, all that matters is that we're having fun and we're enjoying it, because if we're not having a good time, then what's the point?
Yeah.
You know? So if there's anyone that doesn't like what we're doing, like, that's totally fine. But as long as we like it, and hopefully other people like it too, because that would be nice. But the main thing is that we enjoy what we're creating and what we're producing. That's the most important thing. Man, just having like complete musical freedom to do what we want. It's super fun.
This is our investment, so we're happy to do it. We're not listening to anybody else. We don't really. We're listening to our own
Yeah.
joy, you know.
Yeah.
We had bands in the past where we are trying to be like the fastest or the most technical or the heaviest, you know, and that's all fine. But we're not trying to be like the fastest or the coolest band anymore. We just want to like do this for us. Like it's a glorified hobby, right?
Wonderful. And any big dreams that you have on your mind?
Big dreams. I feel like we're kind of living it right now. I mean, like our second music video just came out today. It was hosted on Decibel, which was really cool. I don't know. We have our record release show tomorrow. You know, we pressed it to vinyl.
When I showed up to practice today, I told these guys that I'm really grateful and thank you for making my dream come true. That's how the practice started today. So we already feel blessed. Just
We're already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything else comes from this, then that's awesome. But we're already like completely satisfied with what is already happening right now.
my dream is to be bigger than the Beatles and the Rolling Stones combined, and bigger than Rush.
It will happen someday. You will not know.
That's my
We have a
dream.
long way to go, but you know, we're getting there.
I've been trying hard.
Amazing, amazing. And guys, do you like to share some of the great moments that you had over the years?
Oh man. Yeah, well, it's been like 6 years now, right? It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So Igor and I were in bands previous to this. We were in a band called Vamana with some members of Cephalic Carnage, and that was really fun. And then before that, Caleb and I were in our first band together when we were like little kids. So all of us just go way back.
Yeah, I've been playing with Spy, our drummer, for since 2008. And we were at the point where like our band kind of died that we had, and he said, let's call Ben. And just kind of we got together casually, and 6 years later we're here.
6 years later. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many memories. I think one thing that stands out is, you know, obviously we're all like good friends and we go way back. So we always try to like have that come through on stage during our live performances. We always smile at each other like we're having fun. We always hug after our show. I know it's like not the most brutal thing to do, but we always hug after a show. And to me, those are like some of the best memories. Just like, you know, playing music with our friends.
Amazing.
We're also privileged to be a part of a really cool scene here in Denver.
Yeah.
Many great fucking bands are touring on
Yeah,
great labels.
there's an
It's pretty
awesome scene here
freaking
right
great.
now.
Yeah, right
I
now,
mean, and you've probably heard of some of the big names coming out of Denver right now, like Primitive Man and Blood Incantation, Wayfarer. They just signed to Century Media. They're
Yeah.
playing tonight.
We have Havoc, we have Cephalic Carnage,
Yeah.
Chemis.
Yeah, Chemist.
Yeah.
Chemist is killing it right now.
Amazing.
It's
Yeah.
a wonderful scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're really I'm looking forward to the show tomorrow because we're playing at kind of our home turf, High Dive, which is a place that JJ, our bass player, managed for many years. And we've all played there a bunch of times.
It's a great venue.
It's a great venue,
Yeah.
great sound system. It's like home for a lot of us. It's like home for most of the scene. And so like I feel like a lot of people who are just, you know, part of our community are just going to be there, you know. It's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to that. And from the reaction that we've gotten just posting stuff on Facebook or Instagram, like people have come out of the woodwork from other bands especially, and just like, I don't know, our family members and stuff, and they're just like, what is this? This is awesome. Like it's such a cohesive project that like I think people are really excited about it. But
It's a step up from what we've done previously, but still no one really like knows what it is.
yeah.
It sounds real fresh.
No, but
Like, what is
it has deep roots in 70s and 80s metal.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely,
And
because
that,
that's
like,
what
to
we
me,
all
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. And do you guys do any crazy stuff on the concert?
Crazy stuff during the concerts.
Mistakes.
We make some crazy mistakes.
Yeah.
Not too much. I mean, I feel like we're more focused on our playing these days, like more focused on playing than the rocking out. Although like it's always nice to strike a balance, you know, like it's okay to sacrifice some of your playing ability in order to like rock out more,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Igor always gets like a couple of good kicks in, you know.
He gets a few good jumps in.
Yeah. but yeah, these days we're kind of getting old. So
Yeah, we're getting old. No pyrotechnics. You know.
I'll be stoked if there's a mosh pit though. That'd be nice to
Open it up.
And what will be some of the upcoming plans and future plans that has been set in front of you guys?
Oh man, I don't know. Like we have some cool shows lined up in our hometown for now. And like I mentioned earlier, we're trying to book a few out of town shows. But yeah, I don't know. Like we're just trying to kind of see what comes of this album and see how it's received before we like make our next moves. We've already put in so much work to like get to this point. I think we're all excited to like kind of play the record release and have the album come out, and then just like sort of maybe take a break for a minute and kind of just like see what permeates, see what ferments, you know. But yeah, I mean, there's no like crazy plans that are already scheduled in the future. Like we've already like accomplished what we set out to do, like with this record. So yeah, like the hard work is done, and now we're gonna kind of sit back and just I don't know.
Any recognition after this will be like icing on the cake, you know.
Yeah.
And we were all in different projects, and so like you know, Ben is in you're in the Company of Serpents. Igor, you're in bands with Spy.
Yeah, way too many bands. I'm in way too many bands.
So we're working on other things that have like we've been really focusing on this album for a long time, really. Like it's taken a lot of our blood, sweat, and tears. And so to like give it out to the world, you know, tomorrow and in the next couple of days, I think will be relieving and like exciting to see what people think about it. But it'll be also nice to like, you know, think about other things and come back to it when other people have kind of processed it and thought about it and are able to like give us back some feedback and some love about it. So yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good. And how is the reception on a global level?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's been pretty good so far. We've been going through a European press agency, the Medalist PR. This guy David, who's really awesome. He's been really cool to work with. But you know, I mean, we've already done a handful of interviews. We did an interview in Brazil, Croatia. I think I did a couple in Italy. And of course now with you, which is really awesome. But yeah, I feel like this is the most like international press we've ever gotten. So it's really cool to kind of speak to people outside of the US, because I personally feel that countries outside of the US almost have a greater appreciation for metal. Like people just seem to appreciate it more. So we wanted to really like focus outside of America and just talk to people from all over and see what they thought. So it's been a really cool experience so far.
Amazing. And I would just like to know what would be the songwriting thought processes behind these albums that you're creating. Do you have certain concepts, or is it just diverse things that you write and play music on? Kind
of. I mean, a lot of this stuff have been, you know, I call them like riffs that I keep in the garage. And the riffs have been piling up in the garage for a lot of years. So I had this urge to just like do something with these riffs and these songs that I've been kind of like working on for years. This album in particular, I've kind of been piecing together for about it's been about 3 years from start to finish. But it was probably a good year of songwriting before it even got to the level of bringing other people in. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just a collection of ideas that I've meticulously gone over and arranged in a certain way.
I do have to say, like lyrically, like it came out kind of fully formed. Like Ben's lyrics have always been really well thought out, and on this album especially, like I feel like the poetry of it is like when we were just playing the songs just now, and like I don't know, there's parts where you want to scream along, and that's not true of every metal album. Like, you know, I don't know. So this one, like, yeah, there are parts that are like poetically I think really speak to a desire for, I don't know, a more peaceful kind of calm world, you know. And I think that comes through in the way the songs are structured. Like, now we live in a complicated world, but that there's something in our desire to see things come together in a different way and to come together in a peaceful way. So I don't know, I really appreciate that level of Ben's lyrics. So
it's the soundtrack for the rebirth of the earth.
yeah,
That would be cool.
Yeah.
We're really utopian here.
Yeah, that's some Bill and Ted shit, like uniting humanity just through like wicked riffs. Right? Cheers.
Amazing, amazing. And guys, finally, what would be the message that you want to give to the fans around the world?
Yeah, I don't know, just like be true to yourself, you know, and don't be afraid to like go after your dreams, you know. Like, I don't know, people have been discouraging me from doing stuff like this my whole life, you know, telling me it's not going to go anywhere, telling me that it's stupid. I'm like, I don't care what you have to say, like, this is what I want to do, it's who I am. So yeah, I guess just don't be afraid to express yourself and take that leap of faith. And it can be scary sometimes, you know, jumping into like new territory, but it's worth it, and you'll never know unless you try, right?
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. And guys, I want to thank you so much, all the three of you, for giving me this opportunity to have this wonderful interview with you. And it's a great pleasure talking to you and meeting you guys today. And thanks for putting up an amazing album offering this year. It's a real pleasure to listen to it. And I hope a lot of fans will come and fall in love with the band, and hope to see you guys on the road real soon.
Thank you so much, Keith.
Hey, the privilege was ours, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. This is humbling for me, man. I appreciate you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you
So much for taking the time
you,
to
man.
talk to us, man. It was a great pleasure, Keith.
Pleasure.
Thank you
Take
very
care of
much. I
yourself.
hope you have an excellent day.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
See you, man.